Now, Behind the Law with Justin Clark and Allie Mack on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the program. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. I forgot how to do the show. We've been rudely interrupted by sporting events here, Brianna, over the last, week? When's the last time we've been in the studio together?
That was last Wednesday.
It's been a long time. And first of all, it's an absolute sweat box in here. Mm-hmm. What is going on in the studio? It is so hot. I'm wearing a sweater for crying out loud for some reason.
Sweaters.
I don't know what's going on here, but it's so hot. Whoever's in control of this office building, you need to do something right away because it's just too hot in here. I can't take it.
Whoever's dressing you.
And your office is back here. This is where you hang out most of the time. Isn't it normally cold in here?
It is.
It's normally freezing cold in here, and it's got to be 95 degrees in the studio right now. What do you think it is? What do you think? What do you think it
healthy.
is? Yeah. When you're at the gym, not trying to do a radio show at a law firm.
Losing weight during the show.
For crying out loud.
It's pretty bad.
321-282-1055. Also, watch the show at Behind the Law Radio. You can ask us questions right there as well. Don't forget to watch the TV show. It is Behind the Law on television this Sunday and every Sunday, 10 a.m. on TV 27. My name is Justin Clark. To my right, the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Justin. How are you?
How was your trip? Where did you go? You went somewhere where it was snowing, I think.
I did. I went to Colorado.
And how was that?
Lovely. Just absolutely great.
You know, my daughter's 6 years old now, and just told me the other day, and it made me feel like a really terrible parent that she has not seen snow yet.
Wow, really?
Never. I was like, you're right. I'm a bad dad, but I don't have any interest myself. I lived in Boston forever. I just don't have any interest in it. But I guess if you're a kid, you probably want to see some snow. I need to do a little better with that, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't 10 until I first saw snow.
So
maybe.
All right, we got a special hour ahead for you. Thanks for joining us every weeknight, 8 o'clock p.m. on our favorite sports radio station. Again, follow at Behind the Law Radio. We will play Stump the Clarkie in the second half hour. So if you log on at Behind the Law Radio, you can play with us right there. We will do What's Going On with Allie Mack, except Allie Mack's not here. Where is she?
She's here in a spirit.
Where is Allie Mack today?
She had a very important appointment. So she's working.
So does that mean you're going to be doing the news today?
You're going to have to help me.
All right, I'll help you through it. Don't worry. And we also will have a very special interview with a real estate agent in town, Tatiana Sirova.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
You made it the first time.
Well, you're already on the air, Tatiana. How are you?
Well, I'm
to the
fantastic.
show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Good to see you. But
Good to see you too.
Without further ado, you know what time it is. Brianna filling in for Allie Mack today.
If it's on the internet, she's talking about it. It's What's Going On with Allie Mack.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, Brianna? Tell me what's going on.
You know, there's been quite a bit of news going on since we've been gone. Would you like an update on the Jussie Smollett situation?
Yeah, although, this was my favorite story for about a week, and I think I'm a little sick of it. But
It's
what's the most
almost
recent?
Dead.
Okay,
Thank
what's going on now?
So it's come out. Prosecutors saying that he has definitely faked an attempt. He faked that attack in an attempt to boost his salary.
Oh, yeah.
So he was going to be booted from the popular show Empire or Power, one of them.
So why does my staff just come and harass me about getting a raise? I mean, they have no problem coming and saying, Justin, I want a raise. Now this guy's so afraid to go talk to his boss that he goes and fakes a racially motivated attack?
Well, not just racially,
What was
sexually. It was a hate crime. It was listed as a hate crime.
Yeah.
And I think that was the worst part about it. And it's not like just a regular employee. It's someone that you're about to fire, and then they come and ask you for a raise.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he's going to probably do a little time for that one, I think.
Oh,
because
for
of the
sure.
publicity. They're not going to take it easy on this guy.
No.
Can I ask you a question? Tatiana, you can answer it as well. I was thinking about it this weekend.
What's up?
Those of you who use your GPS in the car, but you don't hit the north up button, how in the world do you know where you're going? Are you in north up on your GPS or not? I can't stand you guys who don't hit north up. I need to know what direction I'm going. I don't need to just be constantly turning. Are you a north up GPS person or no? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
That's how the compass works, right?
Yeah. So what about you, Tatiana? How do you use it?
I just go with the flow, pretty much.
Man, see, I can't do that. I would get lost all the time. So I don't know. I just don't understand the non-North Up people. You know what else I don't get?
What?
And maybe you can help me on this, Brianna. So those of us, or not us, those of you, everywhere you go, like let's say you're at the gym 5:30 a.m., right? Yeah, you get to the gym like a normal person, you're driving to the gym, you get there, and then you reverse your car into the spot. I mean, what, you think there's going to be like a fire alarm and you got to get out there quickly? Or what is that? Why do you reverse in?
Those people.
That's a good question.
I just don't get it. I really think that
They're terrible people.
Is there going to be like
it's nonsense.
I just don't know what it is. Like
There's a lot of parking garages in downtown Orlando that, I mean, they will tow you if you back in park.
Is that right?
That is
Really?
true.
I like there.
They
I like
will.
those
I
places.
know. I'm like they
They want to see
have
the
their head on
license
straight.
plate, I guess, or something. Or maybe they want to hide because you cannot see the license plate, so they just want to hide from other people.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I
some
don't
some things we
understand.
don't have an
pull it.
explanation.
I've heard some good excuses on that before, but I forgot exactly what it was.
I don't think there is one.
Maybe the only thing I can tell you is one of the more stressful parts of my day, I take my daughter Sophia to school. And backing out of this freaking parking lot, I mean, there's kids everywhere. It's stressful. So maybe people back in so it's easier to like pull out. I don't know.
How many kids are at the gym though? Let's be real.
There's no kids at the gym.
Well, there you
Not
go.
when I go.
There you go.
Anyway, what else is in the news, Allie Mack? It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Yeah, so what else is going on is that the Atlanta Legends they lost yet another offensive coach.
Literally, they're 3 games in.
I wish I had a who cares button.
You don't have a want button?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
but,
man.
yeah, who really
We'll
cares?
get you one.
Hey, this is the AAF, right?
This is the
Right.
AAF.
I mean, everyone is raving about this league, and look, I hope it does okay, but do I really care? Especially about the Atlanta team. I mean, the Orlando team's cool because we got Spurrier, throwing the ball around, but the
And we're
Atlanta
undefeated.
team. I'm not criticizing your choice of news articles today. I'm just saying, who cares? But go ahead, next story.
Absolutely. I don't.
All right, let me ask you this question. Jim Boeheim, did you hear about him?
I didn't know.
Jim Boeheim is the longtime coach of the Syracuse basketball program, college basketball, right? And on his way home from a game, I believe it was mid last week, unfortunately in a snowstorm, one of the a car in front of him was pulled over because of an accident. And he unfortunately struck and killed one of the guys who was in the car because they got out because they were trying to, get out of the middle of the road. So, where's the line, though? So, Syracuse did a pretty good job of honoring this guy and his family who passed away. But where's the line of how do you know if someone's actually being nice and they're really sad or if they're just trying not to get sued? You know what I mean? To me, it felt a little bit forced the way Syracuse and Boeheim were honoring him. I felt like it was, okay, maybe they're trying to be nice, but maybe they're also trying to avoid a lawsuit. Where's that line?
Could you do both?
Yeah, maybe. It felt a little bit.
I feel like you could also feel bad while trying to avoid, why turn a bad situation worse with a lawsuit?
It just felt a little forced to me. That's it. Like, hey, we're really sorry, but we also hope you don't sue us, type of thing.
Yeah.
You just never know.
I feel like there's a fine line in this culture. The climate, it's rough.
I guess so. What else is going on in the news?
Gotta cover your butt here.
Yeah, it's true.
What else?
saying.
What else do you have, Brian?
So UCF, you heard about that thing that happened. President had to leave.
Yeah.
Apparently,
he offered his resignation.
and they accepted it.
He'd only been there like a year, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was according to some misappropriation of funds
Right.
that they were using for construction. They had an interim CFO appointed, and they have also stepped down.
Oh gosh.
Recently.
Why? What did he find out?
Well, they're just saying that they were there too long. Interim, 3-4 months is what they were promised.
Yeah.
8 months in, they look up like, I'm sorry, have you forgotten about me? I don't want to be here full time.
Okay.
I'm out of here. And quit over email. The best way to do it.
That's how I break up with all my girlfriends, right? Is that what
Same.
you're supposed to do? No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Or text now.
Pilar,
It's quicker.
look, Pilar, I'm
Just give it a
joking.
tip.
No, I'm joking. I'm gonna get in big trouble now. Why do I say this stuff?
You're gonna go home
Can we edit that out?
to a hatchet.
321-282-1055 if you have any questions. We will do an interview with Tatiana Sidorova, a real estate agent here in town. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie. All right, on the other side of this very short break, it is Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your weeknights here with us on a Wednesday evening. I hope you have a special evening planned. The beautiful Brianna is here with me today. Hi, Brianna. How are you?
Awesome, Justin. How are you?
Allie Mack is taking the day off. She'll be back with us tomorrow for sure. You can follow the show at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, any social media platform. You can watch the TV show Behind the Law on TV this Sunday and every Sunday, TV 27. Joining us today, a very special guest. She's a real estate agent here in town, Tatiana Sidorova. Tatiana, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much.
Let me ask you this question first and foremost. Got to get it out of the way.
Oh, boy.
So a bunch of the dudes around my office, I guess they saw a post that you were coming on or something like that. I don't know. They're like, oh, I heard you're having like this Miss Universe person on the show. So I don't know exactly your background when it comes to modeling or whatever, but fill me in so I can tell the guys.
Well, there's a lot to fill in, actually, and that happened just recently in the past 3 years. I was never pageant girl, never pageant queen, never pursued that idea, never had a thought. So just to be clear,
Okay.
because everyone's like, oh, you probably have a lot of experience since you were a child. I'm like, nope, not at all. So that's out of the way. I got this, I guess, idea. Somebody said, well, why don't you compete in pageants? 3 years ago, and I was not in the shape. I was not in the right mindset back then. My daughter was 1 year old. My son was 3. So I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that's my thing. And then a few months later, I said to myself, well, why not? Where do I have to lose? And the idea of the person that actually asked me about that, like, oh, why don't you compete? She said, well, just do it for yourself. Do it for networking. So I'm like, yeah, maybe that's actually a cool thing. Why not? So the first pageant I competed 3 years ago, and I won it called World Most Beautiful Woman.
Huh?
Then I competed in Mrs. Florida, and I was in top 5. But then from that point, I got invited to compete at Mrs. World, which took place in South Korea in 2016. And I was in the second runner-up for the worldwide. Then after a few months from the South Korea, I decided to try again for Mrs. Florida. I won.
What?
So I was Mrs. Florida 2017, Mrs. Florida America. Then I went to Las Vegas for Mrs. America. I was in top 5. Then when I gave up my crown as Mrs. Florida America, I said, that's it. I'm over. It's done. And 3 weeks later, I got this offer. Why don't you come as Mrs. Florida Globe 2018? And I'm like, nah. So somebody just like really kind of convinced me. I'm easy to convince for such things. So I'm like, well, yeah, what again? What I have to lose? So I competed at Mrs. US of A, that's what they called, in California last year. And I was first runner-up. And then from there, I was crowned as Mrs. Moldova, and I was invited to compete in China. I just came in December. This December, I was in top 15.
Wow.
Again, worldwide stage, amazing production in Shenzhen, China. So in the last 3 years, without even thinking about it, I competed in 7 pageants.
Really? Is there money in this kind of thing, or is this like a fun thing for you?
It is
or what?
not. Well, it's fun. Yes, it is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication, and it's a lot of networking. It's a lot of connections. It's a lot of you meet people over the world, from all over the world, and it is. There obviously you don't get paid, but I got most of the time sponsored.
Right.
So I got sponsored by local businesses here in Orlando and by international businesses, like from a company from China. They sponsored my trip. So if you know what you're doing, if you're wise, if you're networking correctly, you don't really have to pay for your expenses. So some do. I pretty much didn't really have to.
Most people come in here and they say, I joined a BNI group for networking, or I've been doing a lot of happy hours with title companies. You just traveled the world modeling for networking.
Pretty much,
wow, that's
yes.
pretty interesting.
It's a very interesting network, of course. It's a worldwide network. It's most of them women, of course, and powerful women, I would say. Very strong women, motivated, dedicated, moms, wives, amazing people, pretty much, amazing women that are just such an inspiration to me. And we always keep in touch. It doesn't matter what country they're from. We always keep in touch. And I just love doing that. I like connecting with women. And I like to get inspired by them.
So you started modeling a little bit before this Me Too movement, and then you've done it subsequent to the Me Too movement. Did you notice how you were treated differently out on the road before versus after?
No, I didn't notice any
About the
difference.
same?
No.
Gotcha.
I really didn't
What's been the
notice it.
most rewarding part of this modeling career? Modeling career, I guess, right? Do I call it modeling or do I call it pageant? I don't know what I call it.
I know.
Sorry.
Trust me, I'm still new. It's been
Okay.
only 3 years, and I did not really think about it. I was just going with the flow,
Right.
with whatever. Like I won one pageant, I got a lot of photographers wanted to shoot with me, and I said, well, yes, okay. And then it go to another one and to another one, and now I have pretty much photo shoots every week.
Oh, wow.
And it's fun, of course, because being a mom after 2 kids, I'm 34. A lot of people ask me that, so there you go.
I wasn't about
No more
to.
question. No more question about that. Questions. And being at this stage of my life to be a model and also they call influencer, it's pretty rewarding because there's a lot of women looking up to you, a lot of moms looking up to you. They're always asking me privately, like, how do you lose weight, how you keep in shape, how you manage kids, work, and your passion, your hobbies. And I always love to share with them how I balance it all. And it's all about sharing your experiences and pretty much helping them, because I've seen a lot of women changed after I talk to them. They're become more confident, they become more goal oriented. And that's what is rewarding to me. I help other women achieve something else that they're maybe afraid of or don't have that push. So I pretty much push a lot of women lately.
Justin Clark here with you on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. The beautiful Brianna is here to my right, speaking with local real estate agent, model, influencer, a little bit of everything. Mom, Tatiana Sidorova. Tatiana, thanks for being here again.
Thank you
What is
for
this
having me.
influencer thing? I've been hearing more and more about that. I'm an influencer, or I follow this person who's an influencer. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it's whatever your passion is, and that's what you pretty much influence. A lot of women, most of them, I guess, moms, look up to me as far as health, as far as fitness, as far as change of looks. And, every time I post an outfit or a makeup or hair or anything related, to the image, to health, they always want to know how I do it. And I give them the tricks and tips, and they follow. And then other people seen that, and they actually send you, like other companies, for example, they send you products, they send you clothing for them to advertise, for me to advertise for them, and you get paid for it. Like I have paid posts. For one picture, I get $700. For another, $400. For one post, I get $300. So it's a money making machine. Instagram is great, and being an influencer and making money on the side, just posting something. Why not?
Brianna, how do I become one of these influencers? I like this idea. Can you get me hooked up with this thing, Brianna?
I'll make some calls.
Yeah, please do. I want to be one of these influencers. It's an Instagram thing, more or less, right? Okay.
It is an Instagram thing, but again, I don't know if it's Facebook thing, but Instagram for sure.
Absolutely.
And I'm a local influencer, not like a worldwide, because there's bigger influencers, of course. But a lot of women approach me and they ask me, how do you do this? How do you do that? So that's, again, another influencing. You influence them to do something they want to do, but they're afraid to do. So it's another influence. You just pretty much inspiration. They call it influencer. I don't know. That's how I see it.
What is your Instagram site? How do we reach out? How do we find you?
It's my first and last name and 16. That's my date of birth. So Tatiana Sidorova 16.
Got it. So check her out. Check out Tatiana on Instagram. Any other social media places you want to send people, or is Instagram the main thing?
I have a public page on Facebook, again, Tatiana Sidorova, and that's pretty much it.
Beautiful. All right.
And I'll have a lot of pictures there. I post quite often. I have a lot of photographers actually flying from all over the states to shoot with me. So there's a lot of photographers. I always tag them and connecting with them. And this another connection, another networking pretty much happening with that too. So
well, I have no chance of modeling with you. No one wants to see that. But I can be an influencer.
You
$700
are
bucks
already
a pop.
influencer.
All right,
You're already an influencer.
But
You're
I'm
talking
not
about on the microphone. You all are influencers.
I want you to influence Brianna into how to make me an influencer. That's what I want you to do.
Do your thing. Whatever your passion is, that's what you influence, and that's just it shows who you are. what do you love doing, and that's another influence.
But real estate's a passion of yours as well.
As
all
well,
right? You're,
yes.
you're a real estate agent here in town as well. Let's say that I had some question about real estate or property that maybe you're listing, or I want you to go show me some properties. How would I reach out to touch and get involved with you as my agent?
Well, of course, there is a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm a phone call away, text message. And first thing, of course, we have to see your financials before we go to see any properties to see where you at. If we have to fix your credit, if we have to fix your finances, it depends. So first of all, it's a meeting one-on-one. We go over the financials, and then we go from there. See how that works, and then based on the amount you qualify, we go and see properties.
Got it.
And again, if it's cash, of course, there's easy ways. But I've been doing real estate for the last 12 years. And I've been in timeshare industry. I've been on leasing and flipping houses for 6 years. So now I've been a lead generation, and actually I was used as a lead generator online. So now I'm going back to residential again.
Plenty more right ahead. Quick break, and we'll be right back on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the program. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. My name is Justin Clark. Thanks for spending your evenings here with us on our favorite sports radio station. The beautiful Brianna is here to my right. Hi, Brianna. How are you?
Hey there.
Allie Mack has the day off, doing important things. I know. It's fine, Allie Mack. It's fine. But she'll be back tomorrow. Don't you worry. You did a great job filling in today for her, Brianna, on what's going on with Allie Mack. I don't think I let you get too many stories, though.
That's okay.
I've had a few days to think about things that have been bothering me, and they just sort of popped out during the news.
That's fine. We'll rename it Justin's Rants.
You can watch the TV show this Sunday. It's Behind the Law on television, 10 a.m., TV 27. Also, follow us at Behind the Law Radio. You can watch the radio program right there, or YouTube, any of these social media places. I don't know. Brianna, where can we watch the show?
Yeah, watch us on YouTube. We go live on YouTube around 4 o'clock. Also, if you have a Twitch account, go ahead and follow us there. And on Facebook. And we put our snippets up on Instagram.
All right, good deal. So, we're joined today by a very special guest, real estate agent, influencer, model, etc., mom, everything. A little bit of
Pretty
everything.
much everything.
You're hung up on the influencer thing.
Tatiana Sidorova, because she said she gets no, I'm not going to say the amount. But gets paid for posting. I want to do that. And you're supposed to be my, digital media expert, Brianna.
You want to get
And
paid
I think I have to pay to post.
You do?
You have to win some crowns
And,
first, by
and
the way.
she, and she's sitting here getting paid to do it. But it's time to play a little bit of a game here. I promise it's not going to be hard, okay?
All right, I
You
hope
have to
so.
take my word for it. Normally,
Oh,
Allie
boy.
Mack would play with me as well. We would all play against each other, but since she
Okay.
took the day off, we can't. So it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Stump the Clarky.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarky. Come on, Clarky. We need you to get over here.
Yeah,
We
you're
got some
gonna
great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on,
hope it's not math, though.
Clarky. Get over here.
I'm super
If
bad
it's
at that.
math, you can use a calculator. You have my
Oh,
word.
Jesus. Okay.
It's not math. It's not math. It's
I
not
see
gonna
numbers
be math.
here, so I'm like,
Nobody
okay.
wants to sit in their car listening to us do math equations. Let me tell you something, though. You have a 6-year-old, too, right?
Yes,
You said
6 and 4.
my 6-year-old's in 1st grade. They've changed this math. I have to watch YouTube to figure out how to do the math. They call it something, and I call it dumb, is what it is.
I call it go figure yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Not my problem.
Those poor kids.
I'm like, listen, Sophia, I'm not an idiot. I know what 6 plus 4 is, but I don't know how to get to it using that equation that they're using
Right.
over there in your
Right.
book.
They just try to complicate more.
Exactly. All right, 4 questions to try to win my money. You can play along with us at Behind the Law Radio. Question number 1 for a Wednesday night on ESPN 580 Orlando. Brianna, go ahead.
Question number 1. By the way, the topic is real estate and pageantry.
See, this is what is being. You're not choosing questions anymore. This is crazy to me.
Real estate
that
fans are like, what in the
real
world? How
estate
can
and
that be
pageantry.
related?
This is crazy.
Where's the correlation?
I mean, you're already cheating, and it's your first time on the show, Tatiana.
It's
I'm
funny.
so sorry.
All right, go ahead. Question number 1.
Question number 1. Let's start with the softball. What year was the first beauty queen crowned?
No clue. Because again, I am not into pageantry. I just joined, and now here I am, 7 pageants in 3 years. I don't follow.
You
I
were
have no
accidentally
idea.
really good at it.
Yeah.
All right, first beauty queen. I mean, this could be. Yeah, it could go all the way back for centuries, but I'm thinking this is something a little bit more. All right.
What year was the first beauty queen crowned? All right. Write it on down. Question number 2. A large real estate firm is known for being a company that's committed to giving back to their communities. How much? Let's name one. Compass. How much is they giving back each year?
I would love. Do I need to write that down,
Yeah.
or do I have to say it out loud?
Nah,
We're
just write
gonna-
that down.
We're gonna write down all the answers here,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go back through it. And this is per year.
Per year. Yeah. They are a company that is known for their generosity and being committed to giving back to their communities. How much do they give back each year approximately? No small
All
number.
right. Kind of weird questions today, Brianna, but that's fine. I understand. Question number 3, a Wednesday edition of Stump the Clarky. Go ahead.
Question number 3. How much in assets is the global real estate industry valued at? I know.
I know.
How much? And this is global, not Florida, USA. Global real estate industry. How much is it valued at?
Do you mean like what is everything worth, or like what is the
The
real
industry.
estate companies?
I think it's the whole industry as a whole,
That's
valued
yeah.
which will give you 2 different numbers.
I'm gonna change that answer, I think, because I was writing down what all the real estate on the globe is worth. That's not the question.
Well, let's see what your new answer is, and I'll see how close it was to your other answer.
Okay, question number 4, final question on Stump the Clarky for a Wednesday, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark and Tatiana Sidorova answering questions here. All right, question number 4, go ahead.
Well, the Miss America scholarship pageant has been around for quite a bit. But to date, how many Miss America contestants has there been total?
There's so many of these now, too. It's like
No,
one that
just the Miss
Donald
America
Trump
one.
has, and then the Miss America. I can't even keep up with them, honestly.
Nope, just the Miss America. Don't.
Can you just repeat that question? I hope you're playing along, too. Play along at Behind the Law Radio. Repeat that one more time.
Yeah, how many total contestants have competed in the Miss America pageant?
In total?
Total, yeah.
Oh, like all the years?
All the years.
Oh, all right. Oh my God.
So let me erase that and start again.
Did I make that noise in everybody's ears? Okay.
And it's been around for a little bit
Quite
of
some
time.
time.
No small
All
amount.
right, I feel a loss coming on for me and Tatiana. Just so you know,
Yes.
I've lost 2. I had not lost at all this year, and I've lost 2 games in a row now.
Yeah.
Both to Allie Mack, I do believe.
Seriously.
So if Tatiana defeats me today, this would be 3 losses
Trust
in a
me,
row
I won.
on Stump the Clarky. I don't know.
I'll give you a chance today.
I was absolutely.
I'm nice. I'm known to be nice. So.
So the thing
Even
is,
though if I win, I let them lose. I
mean,
I let
yeah.
myself lose.
if I lose, I typically just tell Brianna the questions were terrible. That's how I. That's how I
Always
do
an
it.
excuse.
that
I
is
know.
how we do
All right, let's score.
Okay, folks.
Let's score
All
this
right, and that's-
game. Brianna, go ahead. Question number 1 was it?
Question number 1. What year was the first beauty queen crowned?
All right, Tatiana, what did you go with?
Honestly, I don't know, so I just went with whatever year came up to my mind.
Okay.
So it's 1943.
All right, that's probably a pretty good guess. Justin Clark goes with 1925.
Oh, the year was 1888.
Oh,
Yeah, give the point to Justin.
Yep.
I'll
You
take
got it.
that one. Trust me, it's the only one I'm going to get right, Tatiana. You'll
trust
you'll
me.
end up defeating me. Question number 2, Stump the Clarky, Brianna.
Question number 2. Compass Real Estate Firm has been known for being a company committed to giving back to their communities. So how much does Compass give back each year?
So, is that a national company? I don't
Yes,
know.
they are.
So
Yes.
I kind of took a guess at this one. Said $8 million per year, which is that's a big, nice
That's
gift.
nice. Yeah.
What did you have?
I said, I hope a lot.
Okay, well, that's going to be a winner no matter what.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the right answer for Compass? What do they give back a year, Brianna?
$10 million.
I was close.
$1
So that's me.
That's,
It's a lot.
All right. Okay,
that's funny.
question number 3, Brianna.
The global real estate industry, how much is it valued at?
I think I'm probably low here. Tatiana, what did you have?
I have 24 billion.
24 billion. I
billion?
went a little higher with 50 billion.
Wow.
Brianna, what is the right answer?
Well, we're looking at a 217 trillion.
See, that is the
well
value
deserved.
of real estate. That's what. Yes,
That means I'm in the right field. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers.
I was gonna.
I don't
go-
watch TV and I don't read news. That's the
Same,
problem.
that's okay.
I was going to go with something way higher in the trillions, but then I thought you meant like the value of the real estate companies doing the real estate.
Commission wise, maybe that's I don't know.
I'll say we'll just do -1 for Brianna on that one. For
Oh,
being
here we go,
confusing.
because you're upset.
All right, one final question for a Wednesday night on ESPN 580 Orlando. Stump the Clarky. Brianna, go ahead.
Yes, so to date, how many Miss America contestants have there been total?
I went with 10,000.
My God.
Tatiana Sidorova, what did you have?
I went with the same.
10,000. We both said 10,000. How close were we, Brianna?
Oh, 5,000 too many. 49.27.
That's all right.
Well, it's Miss, but we forgot about Misses. So we're
we'll
just gonna
both
add
take
them
the
in there.
ding-ding on
You'll
that.
both take it.
That's
Hey, we
okay.
got one answer the same. That's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly right. I think
what
we,
are
I-
the chances?
I think we did just fine. And you can play along with us every single weeknight about 8:30 on Stump the Clarky, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando on Behind the Law. Justin Clark here with you. We have the beautiful Brianna. Ali Mack is out on vacation tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Tatiana Sidorova, thank you for playing along today. Stump the Clarky.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for being with us. Clarky, let's get out of here, buddy. My stomach thinks my throat's cut. I'm starving.
If I knew I'd be more prepared, I would
So,
easily eat or something.
one final segment ahead of Behind the Law. We're going to ask Tatiana Sidorova some questions about real estate in Central Florida. Is it time to buy? Is it time to sell?
I
Is
think
it
it's time
to
for
do both?
Both, definitely.
We're going to answer all of those questions right on the other side of this break. ESPN 580 Orlando.
We're gonna go more in details.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. One final segment ahead. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Allie Mack just texted me, by the way, and said, am I really on vacation? Okay, not vacation, Allie Mack. My apologies. You're working. I don't know. I'm sorry, but we miss you. All I was trying to say is that we miss you, and we'll see you tomorrow. That's all, right?
That's funny.
That's all I wanted to say.
That's
what
what he meant.
What's so funny?
That's what you meant.
All right. We're joined today by Tatiana Sidorova. She's a local real estate agent. Look, we hear all sorts of rumors, Tatiana. The market's very hot here, or it's leveled out. Oh, we're going to have another bust. Your vision for the rest of 2019 for the Central Florida real estate market?
Well, if we're speaking as of this right moment, it's tax season. So a lot of people take that taxes and put the towards down payment. So right now it's that time for, where you're going to put your taxes in. So for the next few months, I think that's going to be the thing on the market. And then there is... it's hard to say. Of course, it's hard to predict. But as more as, you're hard working and you're pushing yourself, there's always clients, there's always buyers, there's always sellers. So I think it's personally how you work, and it's based on each person, each real estate agent. And hopefully the market is good. You never know.
If you were going to buy some investment properties, would you invest in condos?
Personally, not.
And why is that?
Well, there's always association that is always high. You don't really have a control over it, So I think houses is one of the biggest investments. And I also, investment properties. I like investment properties. We are in Orlando area where tourism is booming every year. There's 62 plus million people coming to Orlando. There's always opportunity for foreign investors, and I work a lot with them because I speak 5 languages, so it's really easy for me to communicate with them.
5 languages? All right, go ahead. English,
Spanish, Romanian, Russian, and Portuguese.
Man, it's like 3.5 more than me at least. I do a little Spanish,
Yeah, I'm very fluent in Spanish, so it's a lot of people coming from all over the world, and those are the main clients I've been working lately. So that's been a success. They all want to invest here in Orlando. It's one of the biggest markets, I think. And even people from Miami, comparing the prices Orlando is definitely better because for what you get for your money, size-wise and location-wise is definitely much better, in my opinion. So pretty much that's who, I work with, and it's been booming.
When you say foreign investors, what countries are you generally seeing people coming here from to invest in real estate?
Well, Latin America, different countries from Latin America, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, and Canada, so up north. And a lot of people from Europe, Russia. So I've been working from all of them from different regions, from different countries.
Let's say that I'm interviewing a couple of real estate agents to list my property, and I want you to sell it for me. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do for me to really help market to these foreign investors so I have a bigger opportunity to sell?
Well, social media is huge. Also, with the company that I work with right now, they're huge on marketing. So they will be putting your property pretty much everywhere. So it's going to be visible to all the countries, nationwide, internationally. So that's a good thing about it. And again, the expertise, the knowledge, the language, again, depends what the country they're coming from. Let's say if they're coming from Colombia, there's a commonality when it comes to people speaking your language. Yeah. And they're kind of like it because, especially with me, like why I connect a lot with foreigners is because I push myself more than others just to speak their language. And that's moment of appreciation and effort. That's where we connect the most. So it's the connection that I have with people that makes it more unique and makes those clients, I guess, stick with me.
When you're talking to these foreign investors who are putting offer, you're working with them, or they're even putting an offer on a house that you're listing, what do they say about President Trump? What are you normally hearing?
Well, good and bad. I always try not to talk about it. Sure. It's politics and religion, and everybody has different views, and I'm very respectful of that. I will never, go that route. I just say, oh, well, it is what it is. It doesn't matter if they're pro or against. So I just always try to be diplomatic and neutral about that subject. So whatever they say, I don't know. I don't get into it. So.
Hey, it's Justin Clark with you. Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. For a Wednesday night, Tatiana Sidorova joins us, real estate expert here in town, also model, also influencer on Instagram. What? Why do you keep laughing? She's everything. Why are you making fun of me?
You're funny.
All right. If you have any questions, 321-282-1055. A lot of people that come and talk to me were here during the financial crisis, financial meltdown we had, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 even. And they went from being investors in 2006 because you go to get a mortgage and really you just need a pulse and a pen. You just sign a piece of paper, they give you a mortgage. Those times. Right? And then we went to a point where it was virtually impossible to get a mortgage. And I think some people are still scared off. They still think that they have that one ding on their credit from Florida Hospital or whatever it's called now.
Right.
And they're afraid to even go try to get a mortgage because they heard it's impossible. Is that still true?
Well, if there are people like that, then I don't want to work with them because there's a negativity already. And if I cannot convince them and if they're that negative, then I don't want to deal with them. It's my choice again. You want to work with somebody that's on the same page. If they're against this and this and that, then why convince them? Let them be right. Let them find somebody that, they're not going to work with anybody, really. It's either me or somebody else. They're just going to have that idea, that negative thought about it. And then just, that's the way they express themselves. And I'm here to help. So if you think the economy is this and that and everything that we've been through, it's not going to help, then you know what? There's nothing I can do for you. Yeah. There's always other people that believe that the real estate market is great. They want to invest. They want to make money. They want to buy a new home. Then that's where I want to work with. And I am selecting buyers as well. If you don't want to work with me and if you don't believe it, then oh well.
Sometimes,
we're not going to work
together. Real estate commission's fairly standard here. It's a pretty typical 6%. If there's a buyer's agent involved, 3 and 3, fairly typical. But like any other business in the world, people are going to try to negotiate that down. How do you feel about someone who's going to list their home and they come to you and say, look, I want you to list it, but I'm not doing 6%. I'm only doing 4%. Can that actually hurt them in the long run?
It may not. I will take into consideration, and again, depends who's asking me, like if it's a friend, a family, then why not? Yes, I'll do that for them, to help them out. If not, there's a lot of investment that us as realtors, we put into that house as far as, marketing, as far as photography, advertising, showing houses, doing open houses. There's a lot of time and effort and gas involved in that. And if they don't see the value of your work, then again, I don't want to work with you either.
And then also, if you start cutting out the buyer's agent commission, and I guess they shouldn't do that, but they're less likely to show that home, even though I guess it's probably unethical to do it that way, whatever. But just generally speaking, they're less likely to show your home to other people if you're cutting the buyer's commission too.
Yes, I've seen that a lot. Like they put 2.5 or 2%, and you're like, why? It's our work. This is how we feed our families and our children. Why would you do that? But again, we're not in control over that. We cannot really do anything about it. It is what it is. And yes, there's going to be less chances for us as, going and show the property. Then obviously we're going to go for where's more money, unless the client really wants that house, really is in love with it, then, oh, well, you have to sacrifice that 5.
Tatiana Sidorova. How do we reach out one more time? I'm interested in some real estate. How do I find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Tatiana Sidorova. You can also reach out, text or phone call 407-715-0669. Feel free, but of course, respectful of my hours. I'm a mom, so don't text me at 11 or 12. I will reply next morning. Still can text, but no replies. And
Thanks.
Instagram is booming right now as far as marketing and sales. So you can also reach out to me, Tatiana Sidorova 16. Feel free to ask me any questions. We can have some coffee in Starbucks, talk about your plans, your visions, your dream home. I really do love working with buyers, actually. A lot of people don't like it. They all like, are you selling? Or, you're working with buyers or sellers. And buyers are like, ew. I'm like, yeah, it is maybe more complicated. It's more time and effort, but it's just for me, I give my time to them and I give my heart to them, and they see it, they appreciate it, and it's just making their dream come true. That's what the goal is. It's not all about housing and money and commission. It's really working with people, making that connection and finding their dream.
Thank you so much for being here, Tatiana. If you have any questions, reach out to her. Thank you for joining us. It's been another edition of Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. The beautiful Brianna. I don't know much, but I do know one little teensy tiny thing.
What's that?
I will see you right back here tomorrow night, ESPN 580 Orlando.